Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's episode, I decided to share with you one of the dishes that I created, and I really enjoyed this dish. I hope you will too. It's pretty simple to make, but it is very delicious and it looks pretty fancy. So you can serve it as a hot appetizer at your next party. So let me show you the ingredients like always. So these are shrimps gonna be wrapped in bacon. So these are some shrimps, and we just bought regular shrimps that are raw, not cooked. Also try and find the ones that are completely peeled, no head, and preferably deveined. You don't want that vein to be in there. Trust me, last time I threw out a bunch of shrimps because in that vein they somehow had sand. So really try and buy deveined shrimp. So just some shrimp, and try and buy mid-size to larger size ones. And you will soon see why. You're also going to need some cheese. So this is Boursin, I think is how you pronounce this. So this is something like, I would say close to like a cream cheese. And it has some herbs and garlic in it. And lastly, for this recipe, you're going to need some bacon. So just regular bacon, not flavored, not low sodium, just the regular kind. So that's all the ingredients, actually, only 3. But let me show you how to make this shrimp. So the first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna take this bacon and cut in half, because you're gonna be wrapping it into the bacon and you don't need such long slices. So that's the first thing you wanna do. Now let's open up the cheese. So it comes wrapped up in foil like this. So you just open it up just like that. And remove this foil. And now let's start working on the shrimp. So for the shrimp, you're gonna take a shrimp and you're gonna take a little knife and you're gonna start cutting like this along the body, but don't cut to the very end. You want it to open up, so do cut the kind of deep inside so it opens up a little bit, but don't cut it completely in half. So that's kind of what you want for the shrimp to open up just like that. And you're gonna do that to every single shrimp. So this dish is a little bit tedious on the work, but trust me, the results are amazing. Everybody who has ever been a guest at our house have loved this appetizer. So it is worth your effort. And that's why I said maybe preferably buy medium to large size shrimp, so you don't have to do as many when they're so big. And they're easier to cut like this and easier to stuff cheese inside. And you don't have to cut all the way to the tail. You can kind of do 2/3 of the body, and that's enough for stuffing the cheese. So the tail can be not stuffed, that still tastes great, because of course we're wrapping it in bacon, so this whole shrimp cooks in bacon, so of course it smells delicious because we're using bacon fat to cook this dish in. So the shrimp are prepared, so let's continue. The next step you're gonna do is you're gonna take some of this cheese, and you can try it with a knife or a little spoon or even with your finger, and you're gonna stuff this opening with cheese. Usually I like to just use my finger, I find it a lot easier. So that's kind of how you would do it with a knife. So you just fill that opening, and that's it. You put it aside. So let's just put it near the bacon. And you want to do that for every shrimp you cut open. Okay, so the last part for the preparation process is we're going to wrap this in bacon, and then we're going to pan fry it on pretty high heat to medium high heat. We're going to flip them a few times, wait for the shrimp to turn pink, of course, wait for the bacon to crispy up a little bit. You'll know when they're ready. So let me show you the last thing. So now you take your slices of bacon, just those half slices. You take your shrimp, and you will go ahead and just around where your stuffing is, doesn't have to be the whole shrimp to the tail. You're gonna just wrap around bacon like this. If you want, you can do it all the way down to the tail. It doesn't really matter, but I like just like this. Because don't forget, of course, the bacon will have fat melting, and of course the tail, even though it's not wrapped in bacon, it will still cook in the bacon fat, so it'll still smell like bacon and be just delicious. So you wrap like this all of the shrimp you prepared, and then we go ahead and pan fry them. Okay, so all the shrimp are ready, so now let's go ahead and go pan fry them. Okay, so my pan is very hot. So I'm just gonna place them on here, and then once they're a little start to cook up a little bit, you wanna turn them a few times until they're kind of like golden. And of course use your net, because this pan is really hot. And this is on the very maximum high heat. I'm actually gonna lower it down just a little bit to like a medium high heat. And just place them all in here. No oil needed, is of course the bacon has a lot of fat, so that fat is enough to cook this. As you can see, they start to cook up pretty quickly. As you see, the tail's already turning pink, and of course how you know the shrimp is ready, when the gray shrimp turns into the pink shrimp. But you also want to cook it sometimes a little bit longer, just to get some of that bacon to crispy up as well. And just a couple more minutes and they'll be completely ready and we can take them off. Okay, so they look about ready to me, so I'm just going to turn off the heat and just place them on a plate. Here is the final product for the bacon wrapped shrimp. So this is a great hot appetizer. So let's see up close. So these are shrimp that are stuffed with sort of a special cream cheese that you can see at the beginning of the video with the garlic and herbs. And it's wrapped in just some regular bacon and pan fried. So as you can tell, this looks like a very delicious hot appetizer, something as beautiful as they would serve at the restaurant. So I hope you try and make it and enjoy it as much as I do. And if you love bacon, trust me, you will love this dish. And thank you so much for watching. Like always, don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you in my next recipe. Bye!